Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. Today we're going to be casting our votes for the Game Awards. This year, it is the year 2022, and this is a tradition that we do every single year on this channel. We go through all the categories. I vote for what I think should win. You know, I obviously haven't played every single game this year. I actually only played really a handful. But for the ones I haven't played, I'm just gonna use my best judgment for. We got Best Esports Event. We've got EVO, League of Legends, ANTS, the 2022 Mid-Season Invitational, I don't even know what that is, and Valorant Champions. Now, I don't really watch any esports anything, usually, I just never got into it. However, out of all of these events, I did watch quite a bit of EVO this year, and I gotta say, it was pretty hype. I'm not gonna lie. As someone who doesn't play a lot of fighting games, you know, I'm someone who I like to watch people play fighting games instead of really play them myself. Checking out what EVO had to offer this year, it was just a fun time. It just seemed like a fun event to be at. I'm going with EVO. Best Esports Coach, we've got this guy, Bazooka, Doom Bros, Robin, and Score. I don't know who any of these people are, but I like the name Doom Bros, so I'm going with him. Best Esports Team, we got Dark Zero Esports, FaZe Clan, Gen G, La Thieves, and Loud. Again, I don't know. I don't know who any of these teams are. I think I'm going to go based off of just the vibe that I get. Kind of liking Gen G a lot. I'm kind of liking LA Thieves. They look like they're having a good time. But I got to say, this Loud crew right here, something about them just gives me a good feeling. I'm going to go with them. Best Esports Athlete, again, don't know anything about these guys. Don't know if I can vote for a faker. I think I'm gonna go with Simple because I like his tats. Best esports game. I mean, the only one of these I've ever played was Rocket League, so I'm just gonna go with that. Okay, we're getting into some juice. Most anticipated game of next year. We've got Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy, not really a huge Harry Potter fan, so I could care less. Resident Evil 4 Remake, I know a lot of people are looking forward to this. Starfield, I'm not a huge Bethesda fan. I like Skyrim, that's about it. And then, of course, Tears of the Kingdom, which is a sequel to Breath of the Wild. I have a feeling that most people are probably going to vote for the new Zelda game, but for me, easily, it's Final Fantasy 16 without a question. Best Adaptation, recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. Well, I haven't watched the League of Legends show or the Cyberpunk show, although I've heard the Cyberpunk show is pretty good. I haven't watched the Cuphead show yet, but I played through Cuphead recently on the channel, and I freaking loved it. And then we have Sonic 2 and Uncharted. Actually, I watched both of these movies in theaters and really enjoyed them. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 takes this one. Not just the best adaptation of a video game in movie form that came out this year, but honestly, probably one of my favorite movies that I've seen this year. Best Debut Indie Game. We've got Neon White, Norco, I'm not sure what this is, Stray, Tunic, and Vampire Survivors. I only know Neon White, Stray, and Tunic. I know Stray is going to be coming up a lot later, and I'm going to try not to vote for things twice, even though it's most likely going to be inevitable. And I have seen people stream Neon White, and I gotta say, the game looks fun as heck. I think it's honestly going to be between these two, but I'm going to give this one to Neon White. Neon White has time trials. I have to give it to him. Content Creator of the Year. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know any of these people outside of Ludwig, just because he has created a dance that is now making its way through TikTok. And of course, Nightbellion, honestly one of the greatest sources of video game news on Twitter. And I think I gotta give it to Nibel. I know he said he's quitting. And that he's done, but honestly, a lot of people will just see it as news reporting, as is that really content creation? Yes, I would say it is, and I think they deserve it for as many games as they keep up with, and they gotta be on top of to do what they do. Absolutely. No disrespect to any of these other creators, just Nibel was really just the only one that I actively follow. Best multiplayer game. Whoo, man. The only one I've played out of all of these was Multiverses, and I gotta say, Multiverses is a lot of fun, but I've been watching a lot of people play Splatoon 3. I got a lot of streamer friends who play Splatoon 3. I've never played a Splatoon game in my life. I'm gonna give it to Splatoon. Best sports racing game? Listen, I don't really play sports games anymore. I used to play a lot of FIFA back in the day, and I have played soccer for about 13 years, so I mean, I'm biased towards FIFA. Best sim strategy game? We have Dune, Spice Wars, Mario Rabbids, Total War, Warhammer 3. This dude looks freaking sick. Kinda sad Triangle Strategy isn't on here, but hey, I know that's coming up later. The Mario Rabbids game is the only one I know about, so I'm just gonna... These votes don't really even matter in the long run, do they? Best family game. Ooh, this one is tough because I would argue that all of these games on this list could potentially win this category. But for me, if I'm thinking about family games, you know, I'm thinking either Nintendo Sports, Lego Star Wars, Kirby, guess Splatoon 3. Yeah, I guess all of these. I guess I'm thinking about all of these. I'm gonna give it to Lego Star Wars because my roommate actually got this game, and I personally thought that it was gonna be just like any other Lego Star Wars game, but then whenever I watched people play it and whenever I watched him play it, it was vastly different than what I thought. Like, you could like parry, and like there was like all these like combat mechanics, and it was cool. Yeah, it's got my vote. Best fighting game: DNF Duel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, The King of Fighters 15, Multiverses, or Sifu. Is Sifu a fighting game? I would say Sifu's more of like an action game than a fighting game. I mean, yeah, I guess there's like fighting game mechanics, but it's a single player action game. You know, I don't know if I can, whenever I think of fighting games, I think of like multiplayer games, you know, like King of Fighters, Street Fighter, Tekken, Smash Brothers, whatever it may be. See, I should give it to Multiverses because honestly, that's the only one that I've actually played out of all these, but I have watched a handful of people play DNF Duel. It's got like that anime style aesthetic to it, and it honestly looks really fun. Like, if I were to play any of these fighting games on this list specifically, outside of Multiverses, I think DNF Duel would be the next one that I pick up. And plus, ArcSys is just a goated company. We're gonna go with DNF. Best role-playing game. All right, we're getting into the juice. Elden Ring. Live Alive? Live Alive? Live Alive? Live Alive? Live Alive? Legends Arceus, Triangle Strategy, and Xenoblade 3. This is a goated lineup, and I feel like the RPG category is always stacked like every single year, so it's always really hard. But for me, personally, if we're talking about RPGs, listen, I haven't played Live Alive, right? Whatever the heck it's called. I have not played a single Xenoblade game yet. But Triangle Strategy, guys, y'all are sleeping on this game. This is a game that I played in my own time this year, and I'm so glad that I did. I wasn't even actually going to buy it, but I ended up winning a giveaway and then playing the game that way, so I basically got it for free. And then I bought the game because it was that good. Probably one of the best tactical RPGs that I've personally ever played. I mean, the characters are all likable, and the characters that they want you to hate, they're all hateable, and I love that. The story is amazing. There's different endings depending on your decisions that you make and depending on your convictions. This is one of my favorite games that I played this year. It's easily in my top 3. All I'm saying is y'all need to play this game. I think it's severely underrated, and I will be very happy if it wins Best RPG. Best Action Adventure. For the Best Action Adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. I don't know. I've actually never played any of the Plague Tale games, but my buddy, one of my best friends, he loves these games, and he played through this and he really enjoyed it. I know Stray has quite a bit of puzzles in it. I'm not sure about how the combat works in Stray. Horizon Forbidden West, I never played a Horizon game, couldn't tell you. I know God of War is coming up later, so I think I'm gonna wait until we cast some votes for that. But out of all of these, you know what? I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna give it to Tunic. You know, why not? He looks cute, and he looks like he's going on an adventure with action. Good for you, man. Best action game, Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty, Neon White, Sifu, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Bro, these are all so hard. I already voted for Neon White, although I really can see this winning it. Don't think I want to give it to Call of Duty. I can see Bayonetta 3 getting it easily. I can also see Sifu getting it. Don't know much about Bayonetta. I'll probably never play a Bayonetta game in my life, but I did watch a playthrough of Sifu. It looked fun as heck, so Sifu's got my vote. Best VR game? I only know Among Us. I haven't played it in VR, but I'd imagine it's just as fun in VR as it is anywhere else. Innovation and accessibility. Wow, there's actually another game besides God of War that I have played or am actively playing on this, and that is The Quarry. I know God of War is coming up later for some nominations. God of War does have some pretty great accessibility options, but The Quarry actually does as well. Me and my sister actually played this, so I'm gonna give it to The Quarry for sure. Best community support, I feel like I either vote for Destiny 2 or FF14 every single year for this one, and that is not changing one bit. Best mobile game, Apex Legends Mobile. I didn't even know this game had a mobile game. Diablo, Genshin Impulse, Marvel Snap, I don't even know what this is, and Tower of Fantasy, which is like, I think Tower of Fantasy is like the Genshin-like game. Don't attack me for that. I'm just saying what it is. I love Genshin, but I don't think I want to vote for it another year in a row. I don't even remember if I voted for this last year, to be completely honest. And I don't know who this is, but she's looking kind of fire, so Tower of Fantasy got me. Best indie game. Man, all of these are good, man. Cult of the Lamb seems a little too creepy for me. I already voted for Neon White, although I can really see it winning. Sifu, also already voted for Sifu, and I really think it's possible it could get Best Action Game. Stray and Tunic. Listen, all I'm saying is, I don't know any game that lets you play as a cat. And I don't need to vote for Tunic again. Stray's got my vote. Best ongoing game? See, I already voted for Final Fantasy XIV. I'm gonna give it to Genshin because these Archon quests that they hit me with this year have been pretty sick. Games for Impact, I don't know what any of these are, but I like the art style in this one, so I'm going with that. Best performance, ooh! It's between Plague Tale and the God of War crew, but Christopher Judge's Kratos will always be iconic, but I feel like we gotta put some respect on the boy, you know what I'm saying? Best audio design. I mean, I don't really... This is like one category where it's like, I don't really look out for this kind of stuff. I think if Gran Turismo is going to win one of these, it's going to be this one. I'll give it to him. Why not? Best score and music. This is another banger, bro. All of these games have banger music. I wouldn't be surprised if any of these won. I know the Metal Hellsinger game, it's literally like a rhythm game meets like Doom from what I've seen or what I understand. But listen, you can't be sleeping on OSTs to JRPGs. Xenoblade 3, you got me. Best art direction. All of these games should win for different reasons. I really think God of War could get this one. I actually don't think Elden Ring would get this one above like God of War Horizon or anything. However, I don't know if y'all have seen Scorn. This game is incredibly disturbing. So incredibly disturbing to look at that it has to have the best art direction, so it's getting my vote. Best narrative. This is another hard one. Now, I don't even know what Immortality is. I'm not gonna vote for it. Never really been interested in Horizon, at least not yet. I've always wanted to play the first game, just never got to it. Can't really vote for that one either, but then again, there's a lot of things that I voted for that I really can't vote for because I haven't actually experienced them. I think it's between Plague Tale and God of War. I saw people arguing on Twitter being like, Elden Ring, best narrative, what is this? Elden Ring doesn't have a narrative. First of all, yes, it does. And no, I'm not just talking about the lore in the game. There are a series of events that occur, and you as a player experience those series of events. It's a narrative. I wouldn't vote it for best narrative though, because I think more importantly, I think the lore is what really shines the most in Elden Ring outside of like the narrative of it. Like, I don't think the narrative of this game should beat Plague Tale or God of War. I have heard Plague Tale is amazing, and I really think it could be either of these two. Though I haven't played Plague Tale, I have a buddy of mine who's playing the game, and he would probably argue with me that this one deserves it. So Joe, if you're watching, this one's for you, man. Best game direction. It's either Elden Ring or God of War. I think I gotta give it to God of War. I have a feeling God of War is gonna win a lot of awards with good reason. I mean, the game is phenomenal and I haven't even finished it yet. But I will be honest, don't think it's gonna win Game of the Year. And speaking of Game of the Year, we got Plague Tale, we got Elden Ring, we got God of War, we've got Horizon, we've got Stray, and we've got Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I think Game of the Year belongs to Elden Ring, man. I really think Elden Ring is just this category. It delivers well on everything. The multiplayer, even though the multiplayer is kind of whatever at times, hey, it has multiplayer and it's fun when it works, and it's fun when you're actually killing things and not dying and having to, you know, go back into that other person's world because somebody died. Boss design is fantastic. The level design is amazing. It's fun to play. It's a satisfying game to progress. It looks amazing, especially if you play on the PS5. Honestly, Elden Ring is my game of the year. Is it going to win Game of the Year? I think it could. I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. It would be insanely hype if Xenoblade 3 won Game of the Year. I can see it now. Twitter would be going crazy. The JRPG fandom would be going insane. I realistically think any of these games are potential Game of the Year candidates. Even Stray. If Stray won Game of the Year above Elden Ring, that would be legendary. I wouldn't even be mad, to be completely honest. But there you have it. That is kind of my quick run through of, you know, kind of voting for the Game Awards. Again, you know, most of these votes I don't really take seriously because I haven't really played a lot of these games. You know, I've only really played a handful of them, but it's always fun going through and kind of talking about them and thinking what I think could win or what I think should win based on what I've played or what I've seen and things like that. But yeah, you know, this is tradition. We do this every single year. It was a great time, and all I can say is thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on December 8th for the Game Awards. Take care.